one word that would be a good one to use to describe our current champion, Tim, is solid. Yesterday managed to turn his game into a runaway. What's going to happen today, though, with Stephanie and Anton here to challenge? They look serious. Let's go to work, players. Here we go. Now let's find out what the categories are. Henrik Ibsen or Henry Gibson? They're not the same person? Oh, that's cold, man. Whose Billboard hit?
What's up, folks?
Anatomical etymology. Let's visit the South and have some.
So once again, this is the MK Ultra series, Operation Mockingbird. Last time we spoke, the first part of our series we talked about MK Ultra as a whole. We also talked about hi Helen. We also talked about good to see you too. We also talked about hi Julie. We talked about Operation Artichoke and Operation Bluebird, and how the mind controlling was affected in Bluebird and also in Artichoke. Bluebird was more of was resistant training. We made it on time for once, right, Nessa? So Operation Bluebird in the MK Ultra program talked about how they used mind control as parts of torture, electrocution. They talked about how they used other means besides chemicals. And in Hey Sandy, and in Operation Artichoke, they talked about how they used LSD and radiation and other things too. Hi Lois. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. So it talked about how the government used the scientists, the Nazi scientists that were brought here illegally by our CIA government, and actually they actually breached our national security after World War II by bringing these scientists over from Germany and doing all these experimentations. You're welcome, John. And all this experimentation on our soldiers and unsuspecting victims. What's up, Roberta? And unsuspecting victims, and showing how they wanted to use mind control. Remember Guantanamo Bay and the unethical treatment of prisoners there is a reminder that that the Project MK Ultra is alive and well even after the destruction of its documents by the CIA director in 1973. This is still happening. It's still a thing, folks. It is still a thing. Operation Mockingbird. Operation Mockingbird was a secret campaign by the United States Central Intelligence Agency to influence media. Begun in the 1950s, it was initially organized by Cord Mayer and Allen W. Dulles. Dulles has been everywhere, and we have a national airport named after him and Reagan in D.C. How wonderful, isn't it? It was later led by Frank Wisner, and after Dulles became the head of the CIA. The organization recruited leading American journalists into a network to help present the CIA views, and funded some student and cultural organizations and magazines as funds. As it developed, it also worked to influence foreign media and political campaigns, in addition to activities by other operation units of the CIA. Does that sound familiar? Does it sound like the election? I'm sorry, I had to do that. Also tonight I will be sharing some declassified Central Intelligence Agency documentation from Mr. John Greenwald, from Michelle Meeks, which is the Information and Privacy Coordinator. I will be sharing those documents tonight. Declassified documentation that reads about the surveillance and everything else from Operation Mockingjay. Remember, there was over almost 150 programs that was funded by MK Ultra, which is a dark part of our CIA. So we don't know about these things particularly. They were considered conspiracy theories because, again, documentation was destroyed in 1973. Let's go into some of this. Operation Mockingbird was a fully implemented CIA program to spread disinformation throughout American media. CIA Director William Colby testified to the Church Committee that over 400 CIA agents were active in the U.S. media to control what was reported through American mainstream television newspapers, and magazines. Does that sound anything familiar to you guys? Yeah. Let's watch this brief video. 1 second. Let me pull it up. 1 second. 1 second here. I'm going to bring up this video right now. Where was that? This one? I think it was this one. 1 second, guys, because I got a video for you guys. Oh, another point. Newly declassified government documents reveal Operation Mockingbird is alive and well. And I just received, okay, this is from a report by Shadowproof. It says, I just received confirmation from 60 Minutes that a piece on Julian Assange will air Sunday night. He will be the only person featured, Crowley notes. 60 Minutes assured me that they raised a number of questions and concerns we planted with them during the course of the interview. So you see, Mockingbird is still going on. Okay, just to let you know. So they're looking to put a piece on Julian Assange, and they're gonna, again, they're gonna be talking about how, how this works, how they've influenced the media to talk about it in a certain way. Can you imagine that? I also have, hold on, where is it? I just had this video up. Here it is. Where is it? I want that video. There it is. This is Operation Mockingbird, CIA Media Control Program, according to the Congress report published in 1976. Let me pull this up. Hold on. Let me pull up the volume here. It's a 3-minute video. I'll share this video link after.
And were circulated here and believed here because this would mean that the CIA could manipulate the news in the United States by channeling it through some foreign country. And we're looking at that very carefully.
Okay, so basically what they're saying, this is a House Intelligence Committee meeting. Oh, what's the point of them wearing all purple today? It's a signal for the Purple Revolution, Lois. If you don't know about it, definitely look that up. Purple Revolution is very live and well. And that's one of Hillary Clinton's elite movements to try to sway the country. So I'm going to share the link on Operation. Matter of fact, let me see if I can do that now. Let me share that. Let me see if I can share that. Hold on. So anyway, the CIA currently maintains a network of several hundred foreign individuals around the world who provide intelligence for the CIA, at times attempt to influence opinion through their use of covert propaganda. Does any of this sound anything particular to anybody? Shelley! Anything familiar to anybody? Senator Frank Church argued that misinforming the world cost taxpayers an estimated $265 million a year. In 1948, Frank Wisner was appointed director of the Office of Special Projects. Soon after, OSP was renamed Office of Policy Coordination. This became espionage and counterintelligence branch of the Central Intelligence Agency. Wisner was told to create an organization that concentrated on propaganda, economic warfare, preventative direct action, including sabotage, anti-sabotage, demolition, and evacuation measures, subversion against hostile states, including assistance to underground resistant groups, and support of indigenous anti-communist elements in threatened countries of the free world. Does any of this hit a note in anybody's head right now? anybody. Does any of this hit a note in anybody's head right now? Because I know it sure hits mine. Bernie campaign. Hillary. General election. Yeah, it does to me. Later that year, Wisner established Mockingbird, a program to influence the domestic and foreign media. Wisner recruited Philip Graham from the Washington Post to run the project within the industry. Washington Post. Washington fucking Post. That's the one that's in Hillary's pocket, right? Oh, man. According to Deborah Davis in Catherine the Great, by the early 1950s, Wisner owned respected members of the New York Times. Of the New York Times. The New York Times. Newsweek and CBS. According to Deborah Davis, Meyer became the Mockingbird's principal operative. So our government does have reach into our media. And they said we were crazy. Do I look crazy to you? Just a little, right? Just a little. In 1951, Allen Dulles persuaded Cord Meyer to join the CIA. However, there is evidence that he was recruited several years earlier and had been spying on the liberal organizations he had been a member in the late 1940s. According to Deborah Davis, Meyer became Mockingbird's principal operative. In 1977, Rolling Stone alleged that one of the most important journalists under the control of Operation Mockingbird was Joseph Alsop, whose articles appeared in over 350 newspapers. No, he doesn't. Wait, this guy's good. Other journalists alleged by Rolling Stone has been willing to promote the views of the CIA, including Stuart Alsop, New York Herald Tribune, Ben Bradley of Newsweek, James Reston, New York Times, Charlotte Douglas Jackson, Time Magazine. Remember these are some familiar names. Don't we remember these names from these campaigns and elections? Holy crap. Okay. William C. Baggs from Walter Pincus from the Washington Post. William C. Baggs from the Miami News. Herb Gold, the Chattanooga Times. Herb Gold, the Miami News. And Charles Bartlett from the Chattanooga Times. According to Nina Burleigh, a very private woman, these journalists sometimes wrote articles that were commissioned by Frank Wisner. The CIA also provided them with classified information to help them with their work. Thank you, Shane. After 1953, the network was overseen by Allen Dulles, director of the Central Intelligence Agency. By this time, Operation Mockingbird has a major influence over 25 newspapers and wire agencies. Wow, these organizations were run by people well-known right-wing news with right-wing views, such as Will Palin of CBS, Henry Luce, Time and Life magazine. Check this out. Arthur Hayes Sulzberger, New York Times. Alfred Friendly, managing editor of the Washington Post. Jerry O'Leary, Washington Star. Hal Hendricks, Miami News. Barry Bingham Sr., Louisville's Courier Journal. James Copley, Copley News Service. And Joseph Harrison, Christian Science Monitor. The government has always had a reach in Mockingjay is alive and well. Let's talk about it. They even reached in with the right-wing news alternatives. So it makes you think that, like they were saying about Alex Jones freaking out a little bit.
He is a plain man. This drink and bacon and eggs is what I want. Rum and bacon and eggs is what I want.
Who's to say? CBS, Time and Life magazine. You have Washington Post, the New York Times. Newsweek, New York Herald Tribune, Chattanooga Times. They were out there.
New York Journal fought a circulation war with Joseph Pulitzer
The Office of Policy Coordination was funded by siphoning of funds intended for the Marshall Plan. Most of this money was used to bribe journalists and publishers. Frank Wisner was constantly looking for ways to help convince the public of the dangers of communism. Castro, anybody? Wisner arranged for the funding of Hollywood production of Animal Farm, the animated allegory based off the book written by George Orwell. According to Alex Constantine, Mockingbird, the subversion of the free press by the CIA in the 1950s, some 3,000 salaried and contract CIA employees were eventually engaged in propaganda efforts. Wisner was also able to restrict newspapers from reporting about certain events. For example, CIA plots to overthrow the governments of Iran. See Operation Ajax. In Guatemala, see Operation PB Success. Let me tell y'all something. We saw in Pizzagate, we saw Larry King, right? We saw Larry King. And we saw that he was charged for certain crimes. We saw, what's her name? Lisa Shelby? Whatever her name is, down in Haiti. Right? You mean to tell me that all these news, look at current date, Standing Rock. The media did not go there until well after they were going to sign the denial of the operation under the reservation from the Army, the Army Corps of Engineers. You cannot tell me that the government does not have a control or a handle on our news, because they do. They whitewash certain things and they turn up propaganda. It was already shown through the WikiLeaks that many journalists were there for Hillary Clinton, and that they all had a private meeting on how to raise up Trump, elevate Trump, and at the same time praise Hillary Clinton and block out Jill Stein and Bernie Sanders. Operation Mockingjay is still in effect, folks. So is Operation Artichoke, and so is Operation Bluebird. MKUltra is still out there. They are operating in front of our faces and below the radar. Okay? It's people like you and I that turn around and we read this stuff to the people and to the masses. It's a writing. As a matter of fact, let me pull up. I'm gonna pull up the Congress committee. Damn it. Oh, here it is, the YouTube one. Okay. Hold on. Let me go back to that. They only want you to see. Let me go into this real quick. Gotta pull up my YouTube now. Okay. So let's share it. Okay. Share it. Facebook. Okay, I'm gonna post it there. Okay, that's posted. Right? And then I want to copy the link. No, I'm gonna leave it up there. So alright, it's shared to my we can share this. I already put up the Operation Mockingbird CIA control program. We have a couple of them. I'm gonna share all of them, so that way we can you can watch this after this feed. Skip ad. Hold on. See if I can turn this around. Fuck. I did not want to do that. Hold on. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this because it's not going to come out right here. So here's another video I'm going to share to Facebook. Hold on. Operation Mockingbird, CIA secret campaign. Not now. Secret Life of Timothy McVeigh. We need to talk about that because I believe he was part of MKUltra. So you can take a look at that one. I don't want to try YouTube Red. Get out of here with that shit. Okay. I believe that wholeheartedly that, you know, he was part of that. Anyway, so we're going to go into Operation Ajax tomorrow. And then on and off today, you know what it is? I got a new phone. And even though it's showing me my live feed is good, I can see my live feed is good. I got a new phone, so I don't know. It's kind of weird. I got to connect it to my my Wi-Fi. But here's the thing. As we talk about things like this, we're going to see a lot of people get censored. We're going to see a lot of people getting, you know, you're going to see like my feeds are going to get jammed. You know, I do believe I got my IP address was locked in at Hofstra. I believe that, you know, they've been doing a lot of things, you know, to my phone. You know, they're doing a lot of things to me because, you know, they don't want me getting the information out there. But I shared 2 videos after this live feed. You can go right onto my page and you can see the videos for yourself. Yeah, I am kind of slowing up right now. I can see it right now. I'm not going to stay live for long because after a while they're going to disconnect me. Anyway, so Mockingbird was a basic program where they paid, the government paid, oh yeah, i.e. the fake news, right, Kate? So they've been doing this for a while. So as you can see, in New York we have Pix 11. They were talking about how Comet Pizza had gotten was under the employees got death threats, and they were like, oh, well, that's because of the fake news. Mockingbird is alive and well these days, and I'm going to keep talking about that too because, as you can see, government generates their own propaganda and they spit it out to the news. And when they spit it out to the news has to report on it according to them, especially when they know that everybody's aware of the situation. That's a crazy thing. Anyway, I want to keep this one short because tomorrow we're going into Operation Ajax. I'm trying to figure out all this live feed and all these apps and all this other stuff so I can start properly feeding to you guys. And hopefully without interruption instead of doing it directly from Facebook. So again, this is Latisha Dipaola from Politics and Stuff, Stoop Talk. And I want to thank you all for tuning in for this half-hour segment. And I'll be hopefully... Yeah, you have to, but I got the videos on my page. Please watch the videos. I posted them up from YouTube, okay? And I want to thank everybody for joining in on my live feed. I want to thank you all for commenting and sharing and all. And come back tomorrow night when we talk about Operation Ajax from the MK Ultra program. Once again, this is Latisha Dipaola reporting from Politics and Stuff. Stoop Talk. Peace, love, and respect the Stoop.